Hello, hello. This is Marsha LaFroth, and I'm hoping that this camera angle is a good one. I've been having problems with this lately. Let me look for it. Sorry, I'm dealing with some cords in my way over here. Let's see if this is coming up. Oops. I just hit the wrong thing. Okay, it looks like it is. I forgot to turn my Wi-Fi on my phone, and sometimes my connection's not as good. Oops. Now we're having an echo. Okay. I think we're set. I have parts of my house where my Wi-Fi is not good, so I turn it off, and then I have parts where I need it, so it's fun. Anyway, I wanted to share with you guys this cute pouch idea for giving away some Halloween candy. I thought it would also be, you know, the pouch is just great. You could use for Christmas or a little Thanksgiving favor to stick on your table. So that's the project I'm going to show. I also am just going to show you some cool things about this suite in general, and then let you know what's coming up in all my classes and what we're going to make there. So that's kind of the plan for today. First, I want to make sure you know that this new catalog is live. I don't think I've done a Facebook Live since it went live. And so you can order anything from it now. Now I can show you the inside. And also the same day that went live, there were online exclusive products released. And I think I put this link in my Happy Stampers group, but if not, I'll put a link. So to this document, the nice thing about it is you can go find these online, but if you have this document, you can easily see, okay, these are the new suites. There's this beautiful fall suite, golden black suite, Christmas pine, elegant pine snowflakes. I showed that. And then there's the new bundles. This homemade treats bundle has been a favorite. And then there's just some other little extra stuff that once, it's hard to see it in the printout, but once you see something where you're like, oh, I like that, then you can go put in the number in the search online or the name and it'll come up. And again, you can just go to online exclusives in the Stampin' Up website, but they're not always organized in the best way, and sometimes they have kits thrown in there and the newest stuff doesn't show first. So that's, I would recommend going to this, and I will post that link. I am actually not using product from the new catalog today. I have been playing with it a ton to prep for my upcoming classes, but this was released in the July online exclusives. So online exclusives are released every 2 months. So July was the last, well, we had July, September, the next ones will be November. Hey Laurie, welcome. So anyway, this is one that was released back in July, but I just recently started playing with it. These are 2 projects we're going to make at my October in-person class at Vita Nova Creatives in Nokesville. So I'm going to show how to make this here, but if you come to that class, you'll get to make it in person. I got this card idea that I saw a picture, and the watermark was the Basement Bunch. I couldn't find a tutorial, but that's who I believe originally made the card. And this one, I saw like the box design was like on a YouTube video a couple years ago, and then the front I found on Pinterest, and interestingly enough, they were both from the same person, In the Pink Designs by Catherine, but I tweaked the box a little bit to make it bigger. So let's dive into the box, and then I'll tell you what's coming up. And yeah, so let me just show you the paper in this suite. I don't have my little chart I usually make with the papers. I just didn't get to it for this. But on one hand, excuse me, this one is just like a pattern, but a lot of them have, oh, I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. They have like images you could use. So that's just your orange paper. You can see I use there. This has little critters. Excuse me. The dies do not coordinate with them, but you can see I fussy cut the little pig to put on the front of that. And the card I cased, I think, had the little bat dressed as a ghost. So you could use any of those. And then this has tags. I don't think I've made anything with that yet. I'm using that on my box. Just some spooky windows. Seeing a lot of cute ideas with this, but like I said, I just started playing with it. And these are some fun backgrounds, and you can have your little, you know, critters trick-or-treating on them. I've seen some cute cards with that. And then they have 2 pages of these cutouts. So for example, on my little box, I stamped and die cut the little guy and his little trick-or-treat pouch or bucket. But if you wanted to make this even easier, you could just pull one of these little images out of the DSP that are already cut for you. So all the candy corns, the brooms, they're all cut for you. So that's the paper. The suite also comes with this awesome sparkly freesia ribbon that ties such nice bows. You know, some just is easier to tie than others, and this is an easy one. You know what? I'm going to pause for just a second because I forgot to put this in my Happy Stampers group, which is somehow people seem to see them there better than just my business page. So my business page is Stamp with Marsha. My private group is Happy Stampers with Marsha, and you can come join that also if you're not already on it. Okay. So the other thing that came with this suite that I have either lost or given away is these like purple iridescent cellophane bags for making treats. And I saw cute ideas with that, but I can't find mine. I don't know if I gave them away at my retreat. I'm not sure what happened, but anyway. Okay, so for this, oh, I'll show you the pouch and then I'll talk a little bit about the dies. Okay, it's a really simple pouch, which goodness gracious, I love simple. And I say that because I've made some that aren't so simple. But then again, a lot of things seem simple till you're making 40 of them. So I've only made one of these so far, so I could change my mind about that. All right, so we need a 5 by 8.5 inch piece. And the cool thing about this, I'll try to tell you later, is how you can adjust it. Like I said, the one I saw was a narrow one, and I just made it bigger. So normally, if you were just making one, you would cut it at 5, and then you would have your 8.5 piece. But I'm going to show you how you could cut 2 at once. Oh my goodness, my scoring blade is not in here. Let's hope I can find that. Oh, good. Oh, good. And if I was making a lot of these, I would stick it in my score tool thing that you draw your score lines, but that's on a different floor right now. And my scoring blade just fell out. Oh my gosh, and I don't know where it went. This is so annoying. It literally fell out and rolled away. Well, plan B. I do not usually do this, but I don't want to, oh, I just see it now. Never mind. Wow, that rolled really far. Oh goodness. Okay, there we go. We're gonna score at 3.5, 4.5, and then 8. And I could open my thing up and go to 8, but I just know this is 8.5 already, and so I'm just gonna score a 1/2 inch off here, just because it feels easier to me that way. All right, now I'll cut it at 5 and do my other lines. And this 5-inch measurement is where You could, if you don't want your box this wide, like you just want to fit a single piece of candy, you could make it skinnier then, or depending on how you want to decorate the front. But once you get your width, you just go in 1 inch from each side. You score in 1 inch from each side. So that's why I say it's easy to adjust the width, because you just go in from each side. And that's your basic scoring measurements. And then we would do the same on this one if we were making 2. I'm not really going to sit and make 2, but I'm just showing you how you could score 2 at once for at least one side of it. Okay. Now, of course, we're going to have to do some cutting to make this into this box. And the video I watched, she just freestyled this some little inside pieces, but I'm going to use my grid and make it a little more exact. But I bring a pencil. So I have my score lines here, and I'm just going to put a little mark, 1 inch on each side of them, because this is where I'm going to cut to. So I'm using okay. And then you could use scissors, or you could use your trimmer. And where I have those score line, those little tick marks, I'm going to just cut up to the score line. Okay. Like I said, that part could be easier with your scissors, and it doesn't have to be so exact. But then we're going to come down, we're going to cut along our score line. Again, you could just use your scissors all the way to the second score line, like our original, yeah, to that score line. We're going to go to there, and then I'm going to lift it up and go to that mark. This might be easier for me to show you if I was using scissors. Maybe I'll use scissors on the other side so you can see what I'm doing. The paper trimmer just makes it really nice and even, or nice and straight, but you got your score line there to guide you. So you don't cut up on these score lines. That's important, or you'll lose your little tabs there. Okay, now just to make this lay a little better, we're just going to cut the excess off a little bit. These are the steps that when you're making 40 of, you're like, okay, this takes a little longer than I thought. Okay, so that's your basic box structure. And then from there, these fold in and they attach like that, and you fold it over. And the one I saw, she punched holes and tied it, but I used these little Velcro dots. Oh, I can't open the front because of how I closed it. You could not attach the front if you wanted to be able to open it more. But you can see, I just put these little, they're invisible kind of on one side. I brought them to show you. I will post a link. I need to remember all the things I said I would post a link. A link for online exclusives PDF and the Velcro dots. I get these from Amazon, and it's important in something like this that's so small that you use these really thin ones, because if they're not, it's going to be really puffy and it's going to like sort of lift up, whereas these little ones, it lays pretty flat. And then I didn't have to punch holes and tie my ribbon. I just did a glue dot, which I will show you. Okay, so then our DSP is 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And I just, let me pull some of these things out. I just happen to have the one I was cutting before that's already 2 3/4 wide. So now I just need to make it 3 1/4 tall. And you could decorate the back if you wanted to go the extra mile, but I didn't want to use more product than I needed to. So this is the front. As you see, it wraps around. Laurie, how are you? You're my only person here, so you'll have to tell me, how's life? What have you been up to? Okay, so there's our little front. Now, I die cut, didn't get all my pieces out. I die cut this little haunted house. That's in the dies for the set. And then to make that background, I just cut some little strips of yellow to stick behind the windows. And I didn't write those measurements, but I could tell them to you because I wrote them down. I didn't write it on this paper for y'all because I figure you might make any version of this and not need these exact things. But if you want for this haunted house, this is about a 1/2 inch wide. It's a little bit less, like go down a tick, a 1/16 down. And I'm just putting it around the openings. And then it was 2 1/8 tall. That's how I figured was gonna cover this. And also, if you don't go a little under a 1/2 inch, maybe I forgot, it might stick out the sides, but it didn't. Just make sure you go down a 1/16 from a 1/2 inch. And then this one is 5/8 inch, this little yellow piece, by 1 3/8. If you decide you want to put yellow behind your haunted house. I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but that's how I did that. And I forgot to say this suite also comes with these really cute little sparkly star foam stickers. I'll have to grab them. I didn't grab them before. This I'm not using on the project, but I just wanted to show it because I saw how some other things went. This piece, I was like, what do I do with that? I guess it's a tag with a bat in it, but I didn't know it was a tag. Yeah, but then I started seeing things. There is a score line in the middle here. And if you fold on that score line, you get a little tab with a bat sticking up. So see, had I figured that out before, I could have put that tab on my project. But you have to find that score line down there. That's how those work. They're little bat tabs. Kind of cool, huh? Anyway, all right. Now for I know you guys, let's put this together. So I'll show you an alternate option. I'm using, you could use tear tape. You want to use a really strong tape. I'm using Seal Plus, which is my cheating of like not having to deal with tear tape. Tear tape's really great and strong. Oh, I did not line that up. Shoot. You want to line this up with your edge. I mean, it's not rocket science, but I'm still managing to not do it as perfectly as one might hope. Okay. Now, so if you didn't want to make, if you wanted when you undid the Velcro this to open all the way, you could. But I'm going to go ahead and do the tabs, which I definitely should have done before I, you can also use glue. I think at this point, because I didn't put my tape on before I closed it, I think that's the better choice. You just have to hold it a little bit longer. So So I'm going to line up that side and line up this side and just hold them in place for a moment. Let's see, Laura, I'm reading what you said. You were in Tennessee and North Carolina, and you did go into Virginia. Oh, awesome. Okay, so that's that, guys. That's how you make that pouch. And then you put your little Velcro dots. I found if I put them sort of, you know, 1/2 inch in from each side, it was enough to hold it closed. But I did 2 so it wouldn't bow on the edges. Okay, and then you put your, well, let's decorate it. Now the thing to be careful, see my little haunted house, the roof got a little cut off because I'm gonna put that down before I glue it this time. Hershey Nuggets would fit, but they would not be very tall to sort of fill this space. They would just be like down in the bottom, but they would, I say they would definitely fit. I assume they would, but I'm trying to think if I have any in my stamp room to test. I don't know if I do. I've probably eaten any that were in here. Okay, so, oh, I see before I put my haunted house over a little more to have room to show off my cute little critter. And on this one, I did the dog in the set, the dog dressed like Frankenstein. And then just to save time, I already colored the cat to try on this one. And I used Stampin' Blends. I'll just stick those because I think it says the colors there. And we're going to stick our little cat on. I may actually close it first so that I know it's the dimensionals are going to lay the way I want them to. So like I said, I fit some M&Ms and a pumpkin Reese's in. These just happen to be a couple of my favorite candies. And then you got your glue, not your glue dots, but your Velcro dots. And I put it on the top first. This is like the soft white side. And then the clear ones that are not going to be seen. To line it up, you probably know this trick, but you actually want to stick them together. And then close it. Oh, I meant to tell you. The closer you put them to the edge versus the score line, the better. Mine's close to the score line, just then it's not getting stuck as it comes over. And then you should be able to open those. Open and close, open, shut, okay? And let's add our cute little cat. We have our cat and our dog, trick-or-treating. I want a baby dimensional for the hat. And then this I think was just to show you if you wanted to make these and not have to color and die cut, you could use the ones. That's the one that's already punched out for you. This is one I fussy cut, but you could use those. And same with on this card. When we make it, people can choose what little character they want to put on the front. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp Spooky. This little piece is a 1/2 inch by 1.5 inches. I think that might be a little shorter than the one I had there, but it will work. And I also popped that on dimensionals. This guy's a little taller, the witch hat, I think, than this one. You know, I have not tried, so Laurie, is there a pumpkin flavored Reese's, or you just mean the pumpkin shape? Because I thought on someone's video, I thought I saw one that's actually like pumpkin flavor, and I didn't know what I thought of that. This is just, but maybe it was just pumpkin shaped. And it wasn't actually pumpkin flavor. That would make more sense. I thought it was pumpkin flavor, and I was like, pumpkin peanut butter flavor. I mean, could be good. Okay, and so we have our bow and our dots, our stars to add. Like I said, this ribbon ties so nicely into bows. Unlike some ribbon I've been fighting with lately. I fight and I get them. Oh, my ribbon scissors are getting dull. I think it's because people in this house have found them and used them for non-ribbon scissors. Okay, so I just made my bow. You could use glue dots. Sometimes I like to use like a thicker strip of tear tape, but I'm gonna go with glue dots, but I might do a couple to just really make it so it doesn't fall off. And centering, trying to center that. Oh, am I out of the picture? I can't remember how far. Okay, so then our final thing is to add our little stars. Let me find them. Our foam stickers. You can see here I used the white glittery ones. I don't know that you can see the glitter in the camera. On this one I'm using purple. There's white, purple, and black. And I use the black on like one of my popcorn projects we're doing at the cruise. I'll show it to you when I get back. I don't want to spoil the surprise for people going. Now see this, I might have to put the bigger one there and the, oh, maybe there's only two. How many sizes are there? I think there are 3 sizes. I don't know. We're just going to fit that baby one there. But there it is. There is the 2 cute little Halloween treats. I think they're adorable. And even though that took me longer to show you than I thought it would, they're not terribly hard to make. Anyway, okay, so that's that. Let me tell you what's coming up, because some of my deadlines are today. And I know it's only Laurie here with me now, but in case you're watching. Okay, Laurie, you were just talking about the shape. I know. The pumpkin shape or the Christmas tree shape, they just have more peanut butter filling in the middle than the regular, and I love that. Okay, I'm trying to clean my mess up. All right. So, and if you're, yeah. Okay, so what's coming up? The deadline today is to sign up for my card club. And even though I'm not shipping it until I get back from my trip, like October, I think the 29th or 30th, I'm not going to have the tutorials to you until October 4th. I need to order stuff tomorrow so I can have it ready for me. I'm hoping to get it all cut before I leave. I just won't have the tutorials and it won't be ready to ship. But this is what we're making, and I didn't bring the stamp set over. But it's a new stamp set called Traditional Labels, and if you want the bundle, it comes with these greetings that match. I'm going to cut the greeting labels for this class, so you don't have to have the dies, but you will need the greeting set. Or you could fit something else. This is the one that most is tailored to fit into that cut. But anyway, we're going to make, so we're making 4 designs, but changing the colors on each. So you can see that's one design, that's another, and we're just changing the colors. And then again, you could use different greetings, but these all come from the Traditional Labels stamp set. And so you will make 8 cards. You get, you'll get a little 4th pack of that DSP, and then you get a spool of this ribbon. That's new. Okay, so that, if you want to join that, it's $30 for the 8 cards, plus the spool of ribbon is included. And it doesn't include the stamp set, that's extra. And if you need it shipped to you, so it's $30 if you can pick up your kits. If you need it shipped, it's $38. And you should see it in the events on my page, or you can always email me if you can't find a link. And that is Card Club. Okay, so then on October 4th, this is not a class I'm offering. It's an event Stampin' Up is hosting that's free. The event is free. It's like a 1-hour event where you can go watch them make stuff, techniques. And if you register, they'll send you a link later if you can't watch it live. Oh, thank you, Laurie. I just saw your comment. But they have a craft along. So my guess is that they're going to be making this new kit in their event. And you can get the kit and craft along. Mine literally just came in like right before I started this live. So I haven't even opened it. But it's this beautiful kit that makes 10 cards. And you get this like box that organizes your cards. And a secret C ink spot, and then a stamp set that has birthday, thank you, thinking of you, hello sunshine, and wishing you the best. So this, oh, look at this. I have a separate flyer I made. I could have showed you that. So that kit is $32, and if you order it ahead of time, you'll have it in time to craft along. Why is it not closing? On October 4th. Or you can do it on your own, or you can watch the recording. As long as you sign up, I think they'll send you the link. And again, it's free to sign up, but if you want to craft along, the kit is $32. Let's see. While I'm getting sidetracked well, I'll come back to these other couple kits. On October 11th, I'm doing the kickoff bingo online on Zoom. So that one's live. And we're going to make 4 projects with stuff from the mini. And this is what we're going to make. I figured it out finally. Some of these are in cellophane. So this is that same paper we used for Card Club, but it used a different way for bingo. This is another new suite in the set, as well as this. So we'll have a fall one. And then the 4th project, you'll get a variation of one of these because it comes with different little images. So some people will have stockings, some will have trees, some will have ornaments, and because of the little pieces that come in this set, everybody's will vary slightly, but you'll get one of these. And I did not write who I cased those from, but I cased them from somebody. I'll let you know at the class. Okay, so that's bingo on October 11th. And you have until September 20th to sign up for that, unless like some of these products go out of stock, then I'll have to cut it off. Okay, and then my last one is an in-person class on October 18th at Vita Nova Creative. Some of you have come to that before. That's in Knoxville, Virginia. And we're making, you'll make one of those treat pouches, the Boo card, and then we've got 2 fall ones, the little tractor. And these are actually some retired greetings. The set comes with one that says, thanks for pulling me through, you can use, but I just did some general fall. And this is some new paper. We're also making this on the cruise, Laurie. So most people who are on the cruise are not going to be at my in-person class. So I did a repeat of one of them. But that's the that's what we're making at the October class. And then looking way ahead, I didn't even write that down. We are hoping to do a Super Saturday on November 22nd. We're just looking for a location. That's when my partners can do it with me. My next retreat is January 22nd through 25th. And my next cruise, not this October, not this one coming up in, September 21st, is November 15th through 22nd, Eastern Caribbean. So that is already up. Those are events. I want to show you a couple more things, but my question for the day is, do you send Halloween cards? So I usually don't. Like, I think they're so fun to make, but I really use them to decorate my piano room where I teach piano. I use them to decorate more than I usually send them, just because it's all I can do to send Christmas or fall cards. you know, it's too much to do Halloween too. But I do probably give, not probably, I usually give treat pouches to my piano students. And my daughter wants to make these for her coworkers. So, but if you want a really easy treat pouch that you don't have to cut and do all that work, Stampin' Up! Has these kits. I didn't check to see if they're still available, but I do have 3. Sweet and Spooky kit. It makes 15 treat boxes. I don't have any made, but if you wanted treat boxes that you didn't have to do prep work, they're just kind of done for you. I mean, you put them together. Then that is an idea. 21 bucks to make 15 treat boxes. And oh, the one last thing I wanted to show you guys, because my order just came in. I didn't get to play with it at all. Another kit. So obviously I love to cut from scratch, but I also love kits. And I thought this one was really fun. There's 2 designs with the truck. And I didn't get to make it, like I said, it just came in, but I just thought I would show you the beautiful envelopes. And then you got your card base that you either can do this scene on with, looks like that scene they do this truck, or you can do like a tree lot scene with this truck. And then you have your greetings already printed, so you don't have to stamp or emboss. They're in multiple languages. Obviously I would choose English, but I thought those were some great truck projects for not much effort. So that is another new kit that I just got in today. Let's see, who sends the Halloween cards? Okay, your grandsons. Looks like you guys send them to grandkids. That, maybe when I have grandkids, then I'll send them. You know, when my daughter was at college, or my kids were at college, I would send them more, but now they live close. So this will just go on my piano or my bookshelf, probably. Anyway, or if I know somebody just loves Halloween, I might send a couple, but I don't mass produce. So thank you so much for coming, Laurie and Diane, joining us here at the end, so I wasn't just talking to myself the whole time. And I hope you're feeling better, Diane. And I look forward to seeing you at the cruise soon, Laurie, and anyone else who's watching on replay. Tell me whether or not you send Halloween cards out, and I will put your name in to win a spooky box, one of these spooky boxes I made today. And if you're local, you can come make these in person at my October 18th class. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.